Evening. So, chapter 3, all about Mikey. After Kim thanked Erica, Mikey asked him if they had a minute. Since they were in lockdown, Kim and Erica nodded. He said that since she already made three feature length films, he wants to talk about his perspective. He emphasized that he does not want a movie about him. When she nodded, he breathed a sigh of relief, so she just sat there and just listened rather than taking notes. He carefully thanked her for being an ally. Um, yeah, this it's kind of ironic that right now we're in Pride Month, but um, so he carefully thanked her for being an ally. There isn't any way he could have done this without her. Um, she nodded. That being said, being an ally is not enough. Everybody all over the world must go through the journey toward a non-homophobic straight identity. As long as there's one person who's close-minded, every queer person is at risk of having a reduced quality of life, and worse. When he looked at her, she knew that he was telling the truth. Although she wanted to protest, saying that people have forced their non-homophobic agenda on other people with mixed results, she just listened. To be honest, he had a point. However, she was against being in your face about it. At this time, she felt badly that they ended up expecting the next generation to fix what they and the parents' generation haven't addressed. After he gave some thought, he carefully said that this country needs to stop forcing male junior high school, middle school students to publicly bathe with each other after physical education class. He did some research and learned that other countries, such as Japan, they don't do that. Japan has its own problems. She nodded. Also, in reading Erica's research about sexual health education, he is grateful that California started fixing how this class is taught starting in 2015. Before then, each school district did whatever they wanted, including forcing some male students to watch a video about a woman going through natural childbirth. As a person with 2 advanced degrees in business administration, he knows that none of the businesses in this country would do that. They would not force the workers to watch that kind of video at work. Instead, human resources would have stepped in and the video stopped. She nodded. Because Mikey, he has there are 2 advanced degrees in business, so he knows that part of it. So that being said, he carefully said that there needs to be somebody either in public schools or in families to help a person who is queer create a safe space for them to go through their journey of figuring out who they are. For straight people, they don't need that extra guidance. The system is automatically heterocentric. At this time, there was a knock on the door. Alex, Devin, Yennefer were at their front door. After they took off their shoes at the front entrance, they went to the living room, dining room, and sat down. Erica got some herbal tea, coffee, water for each person. They had a impromptu meeting to help Erica understand exactly what it means to be queer and how lack of support made their journey unnecessarily difficult and long. At this time, they resumed a podcast with Chachi's elder siblings since they and Mikey are bi. It was on Erica's to-do list to bring them together since they understand the unique struggle with their identity and how society treats them. Whenever Erica referred to bi people as gay plus extra, Mikey smiled gently. It made sense. There was always that little bit of extra to being bi. At this time, in one of their podcasts, they talked about what they would do if their straight spouses passed away. It gave Mikey pause. That evening, he asked Erica what she would do if he passed away. She had been thinking about that. She has female friends, and queer folk asked her to be their surrogate sister since their straight siblings disowned them, along with their straight parents. She carefully said that as long as their parents are okay with her having a gay younger brother, she would consider getting remarried. At this time, he breathed a sigh of relief. He didn't want to leave her alone in this world. Now, giving background information about Mikey, his parents were born in 1939 in pre-war Hawaii. They are third-generation Japanese Hawaiians. They were only 2 years old when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. Although they were too young to understand exactly what that meant, their lives changed permanently. He would need to ask his parents exactly when their grandparents left Japan. The reason most likely was crop failures in southern Japan. Side note, at this time, Erica showed Mikey her copy of Mai Nakano's 1990 book titled Japanese American Woman, Three Generations, 1890 to 1990. That's the book that I just reviewed. So it's in the QE. He said that he'll read it when he has free time. Not surprisingly, Mikey's favorite music genre is classical music. Erica made a mental note to learn how to play piano versions of his favorite musical pieces. So, for reference, his parents were born around 1939. His elder sisters, Margaret or Maggie for short, born about 1970. His elder sister, Belinda, 1973, and Mikey, 1976. So, armed with all this information, they worked together to put an alternate timeline centering on what Kim would and what she would have done differently to Erica when they first met in 1999. When they weren't together, Erica went to a grand piano to create an original song based on Kim's musical interest. So, I don't have a specific date when I present this story. Right now, my main focus is to be as clear and concise as possible and to try to not keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Also, my goal is to make sure that I clearly show that Kim and Erica are two completely different people, two completely different journeys. Even though there's some overlap because for both of them, both their parents are Japanese immigrants from Japan. So there will be some overlap, but I'm going to try to clearly show that these two people are completely different, with completely different journeys, and how they meet in 1999 will change based on what Kim would have done differently. So, until then, please feel free to watch the other videos for context and questions, comments, constructive criticisms, ask for clarification. Leave in the comments below. Nice to see you once this whole story is completely done. I've reread it, re-edited it. I'm completely satisfied with what my final product will be. Take care.